CGC has a new policy regarding Superman #1. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to the Sanctuary. We had some very interesting news from CGC this week, and I thought I would pass it along because, to be honest, it's a little bit confusing. If you're a Golden Age collector, or if you've been on the CGC message board for 20 plus years like I have, you're probably aware that Superman #1 had 3 printings. The first one was 500,000, the second was 250,000, and the third was 150,000 for a total of 900,000 copies. Now, DC, throughout its history, has always published what are called house ads. So in Batman #1, they might have a house ad advertising the next issue of Detective Comics. They've always done that. They still do that. So in Superman #1, there is a house ad on the very last page for Action Comics #14. Somewhere along the line, years ago, this didn't happen recently, this was a long time ago, someone realized that some copies of Superman #1, when you look at that house ad, it says on sale June the 2nd. Other copies say on sale now. That seemed weird. So, of course, once someone did a little bit of research, they figured out that the first printing has the on sale June 2nd. The unknown component of all this is whether the on sale now version first appeared in the 2nd edition or the 3rd edition. We don't know that, and there's no way to find out. We'll never know that. So while we can look at a copy that has the house ad that says on sale now and know this is not a first printing, we can't look at a copy that says on sale June 2nd and assume that it's a first printing. It might not be, because on sale now might have been in the version that was in the 2nd printing. Maybe. Some people say the on sale now must have started with the 3rd printing, because there wouldn't have been time between the 1st and 2nd printing to make that change. So maybe, I don't know. The first printing of Superman #1 hit the stands at your local drugstore on May 18th, 1939. And we know from that house ad that Action Comics #14 was hitting the stands on June 2nd. That's a difference of 15 days. Whether there was time for DC to realize they had a hit on their hands, they needed to do a reprint, and made that change in the house ad for the 2nd printing, we don't know. It's possible that they ordered the 2nd printing even before the 1st printing hit the stands. Who knows? But we don't know for sure. We don't know conclusively. So, again, the important thing to remember is we can look at that house ad and say, okay, that says on sale now, so this cannot be a first printing. But again, we cannot look at that same house ad that says on sale June 2nd and assume it's a first printing, because it could also be a 2nd printing. So we live in a time in comic collecting where collectors like to divide things. So you've got newsstand copies of Bronze Age comics or Copper Age comics selling more for more than copies that you would have picked up at a comic shop. So in a way, to me, this almost feels like the same sort of thing, where collectors are trying to find a reason to divide copies of Superman #1 into first printings and 2nd printings and 3rd printings, and should this one be more valuable than this one? And I don't know how it's going to shake out, but although this has been brought up numerous times on the CGC message boards, it came up again just a few days ago, and CGC responded. And they said, okay, guys, we're going to do something about this. From now on, when we encapsulate or when we certify a copy of Superman #1, we're going to note in the CGC notes, not what printing it is, first, second, or third, but we're going to note which version of the ad appears in that copy, whether it says on sale June 2nd or on sale now. So people will know as much information as possible about that particular copy. I think that's a good thing. Knowledge is power. It's always good to have as much knowledge as possible. People who already own a certified slab copy of Superman #1 have the option of sending it in to CGC to have it reholdered for $50, and then they will add to the notes which version of the house ad is in that copy. I don't know if many people will do that. If you own a copy of Superman #1 that you paid tens of thousands of dollars for, I'm not sure you want to take the risk of finding out that it's not a first printing, because we don't know yet how the market is going to respond to this new notation that CGC is going to do. So there's 178 certified copies currently. More than half of those are restored copies. I'm really curious if any of those owners are going to take the risk of sending their copy in to find out which one they have. Some owners might have owned their book raw. Maybe they were the one that submitted it to CGC, and maybe they know that they have the version that says on sale June 2nd, in which case they might want to have theirs reholdered to get that notation in the CGC notes, so that if they decide to sell sometime in the future, potential bidders or potential buyers will know that this is either a first printing or a second printing, but not a third printing. Full disclosure is always the best, I would say. That's it, guys. That's all I have for you tonight. I hope that was fairly clear. I think it's important when CGC makes a major policy change or addition to a policy that the information gets out there in a clear, concise manner. I hope I did that for you. Anyway, I'll be back soon with a room tour, not of comics, but of statues, and I hope to see you then. Take care. Have a good night.